what up, Dokkaners? Welcome back to Toonrami for another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. Today's video is about the Goku Jr. EZA. Now, it came out before the dual banners had released on Global, but I didn't really want to explore the EZA yet because there were still a few units that were yet to be unlocked, if you will, because there are several really great units that you can use now because the banners have come out and they've allowed these units to be awakened, so I figured I would save this for after the banners had released. Plus, I figured that a summoning video would probably be more interesting than a EZA video. Nonetheless, let's get started by checking out Goku Jr. He is the third free-to-play EZA unit that we're getting on Global. He's a free rainbow, and he's just a free unit in every sense of the word, because not only can you now get him to 140 instead of the 120 TUR, but you can also get a free SA15 by doing the event. Everything about this guy is positive after this EZA. So let's take a look at his stats. He goes from a Ki +2 and HP attack and defense +30% int leader to a Dragon Ball Seekers lead. He now is tied with the LR Goku Arale for the #1 category lead for Dragon Ball Seekers right now on Global. So already it's a plus. Already it's a good enough reason to get him. And if you don't want to use the Dragon Ball Seekers lead, you also have his original Ki +2, int Ki +2, and HP attack and defense +30%. Going back to his passive, or his attack actually, it just does regular supreme damage, but when you awaken him to Extreme Z Awakening, he gets a he raises his defense for 1 turn and then causes supreme damage. So that's significant because in his original form, his defense would actually take a hit when he would attack. Now you're reinforcing it, so it's basically a twice over reinforcement on his defense, which is great. His passive before the EZA is attack +40, with a great chance to get an additional 40% attack boost, and defense -40 when performing a super attack. So like I said, it speaks to the character, right? He's got all this power from his Saiyan lineage, but he has no real experience yet on how to fight. So he has a bunch of power and zero know-how, basically. After training in the Extreme Z Awakening chamber, he then gets this passive. Ki +2 at the start of the turn, attack +60% with a great chance of an additional attack and defense +60% when performing a super. So it's a huge 180 from what he was before. Basically, you gotta do it. It's free, it's great, do it. Another great thing about this unit, since he is a free SA15, because you've got the event, you get 11 free int Kais. You can save that for a potential LR Vegeta you might get from the banner, which I didn't get, or any number of units that you may want or have. So that's another good reason to do this. Plus, since he has his own event, he also gets his own orbs. So these orbs that you see here, 5200 small, 4000 medium, and 360 large, those are free. You don't have to use them on your... Actually, I don't think you even can. You can't. Of course you can. The Goku Jr. doesn't even use those orbs, so you can use that on anyone else. But you do need the medals, which you do get from running it. So far so good, right? Now let's take a look at your options as far as who you're going to use. He is weak against Vegeta's family, which, looking back at the show, makes sense because we don't see much of Goku Jr. except for the final episode of Dragon Ball GT, and then he gets his own movie, Hero's Legacy. In the final episode of Dragon Ball GT, the final sequence is basically Goku Jr. versus Vegeta Jr. So it makes sense, right? Let's take a look at Vegeta's family. So this is one of the main reasons, this is essentially the reason why I held off on this video until now, because you wouldn't have been able to use this bad boy right here, the LR Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, before now. So he is obviously the #1 Vegeta's family leader, so if you're lucky enough to get him, I wasn't, go ahead and use him, but you've got other options. #1 is the LR Vegeta himself, Super Saiyan 4. He gives Ki +3, 130 HP, and 170 for the attack and defense. I'm not going to go over each and every little detail, but obviously he's someone you'd want to use. He doesn't have the type advantage, but his overwhelming stats more than make up for it. Plus, this EZA is very easy. It doesn't punish you nearly as much as other events do when you get to the higher levels. So you can get away with having different types. This is one of the units that got the Awakening post-banner. That is the Majin Vegeta STR Extreme. He is a sub-lead of 120% across the board with a Ki +3 for Vegeta's family. So if you had him and you were able to awaken him, by all means, use them. You've also got this physical Extreme Vegeta. Vegeta's family, Ki +3, attack and defense and HP 120%. Same deal. If you had him beforehand and you were able to awaken him post-banner, great, use him. He's actually really good because he raises attack and defense and he just keeps getting stronger. And then, if you don't get any of those, but you were around for the April Fool's celebration on Global, then you might have come across this guy, the 8-bit Vegeta? Is that the best way to call it? Dokkan Battler Vegeta. He gives Ki +4, HP attack and defense plus 44%. So he's a free-to-play unit for Vegeta's family. Not the best stats in comparison, but obviously free-to-play units don't have the better stats, they have the lesser stats. So if you didn't have the other units, you could use this one, and it works just fine. Ki won't be as big an issue, but the damage output might be a little lower, and it might take a little longer, but still you'll be alright, because again, this is a fairly simple and straightforward EZA. Alright, so if you don't have any of the Vegeta's family category leads, you have to start thinking of other options. What's the best option? This bad boy right here. Physical Super Saiyan Vegeta who transforms. He is amazing for this. He is a Pure Saiyan's category lead, as well as a Superclass lead. So, if you don't have any Vegeta's family units, just get a bunch of Pure Saiyans who are physical, or just get some physical units that are Super type, and you're good to go. He's great. He'll do most of the damage for you if you don't have anything else, so he's a great option. If you don't have him, you could always use the LR original, one of the OG LRs, the LR Trunks. He is a physical type, Ki +3, HP attack and defense +90. Does massive damage, critical hits all over the place, and he's a Vegeta's family unit, because obviously he's the son of Vegeta. So just gather a bunch of physical units under him, you're all set. And this is the other Super Saiyan Trunks that had an EZA. About 4 months ago, he got a really, really good buff in his EZA, and now when he's awakened, he has a Ki +3 and 70% across the board for all types. So this is another good way to go. He has more flexibility as far as the units that you can use. Obviously, the stat boost is it has been diminished a little bit, but he's still a viable option. Plus, he's a Vegeta family unit. And he has a nice little passive skill, attack and defense plus 70% when there are 2 or more Vegeta's family category allies on the team. So he is also pretty much tailor-made for this EZA. And lastly, if you don't have any of those, you just need a physical type leader. Obviously, you got Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. He is a 120 across the board Ki +3 lead for the type of physical. Now, these aren't the only options out there. There's obviously more ways to go. These are just some of the best ones that I could think of. So if you have any other ideas, obviously use them. So now let's jump into the EZA itself. I've already done the 30 levels. It was very, very fast. And before I realized that I hadn't done a video on it or recorded any gameplay for it, I had already finished it. But the good news is that it's very easy. And I can go on for quite a while, and for when I do these events, I try to go as far as I can anyway. So this is my team. I have a 55% Super Saiyan Vegeta, along with a Rainbow EZA Physical Trunks, the LR Super Saiyan Trunks, the original one. I have the Xeno Trunks. He is a Rainbow. I've had him for a very long time, have never, ever used him. So this is him right here. He fits the category requirements. That's the only reason why he's here. I've got that Extreme Physical Vegeta. I love this guy. I awakened him as soon as the banners dropped. And I've got the ultimate tank in all of Dokkan. This guy right here, my very, very first unit in Dokkan actually. Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. And I have a friend, Vegeta, as well. So this is level 35 of the Goku Jr. EZA. And it's probably going to take maybe 1 or 2 rounds. But if it doesn't, then I'll just blame it on stage fright. So first things first. Actually, you know what? I want to see how much he does. Nah, it's okay. I'm going to show off my tank. He can tank anything and everything, so I'll just have him do that. Vegeta can go next, and I don't really care about you, Xeno Trunks. You do whatever you want. So, when I first started Dokkan, I had this real big problem when it comes to Zenny. When it came to Zenny, I've never had any, because any unit that I got, I would awaken it as soon as possible. And it resulted in me having 0 money all the time. And it was really, really annoying. So once I reached a certain level of understanding of the game, I found myself doing a lot of Extreme Z Awakenings because I didn't want to burn through stones. I didn't want to, just waste other resources. Instead, I wanted to do something that was free and productive. So I started doing Extreme Z Awakenings as much as possible. And then I got into the habit of trying to rank number 1 on all the Extreme Z Awakenings. I'm not there yet on all of them. Some of the original ones, the ones that I never got to really mess around with yet, those I'm still working on. But for the most part, I am number 1 on every single Extreme Z Awakening battle in Dokkan, except for 3. So Trunks, and Vegeta, and Trunks. So right now, Goku Jr. is at level 35. I fully expect to be at least by 60 within the next couple days. I am recovering from this Dokkan dual banner summoning. If you saw my last video, I highly recommend you watch it if you want to feel better about yourself. If you are one of those people that were just not that lucky and you want to know that there are other people out there in the world who are squirming too, then I recommend you watch the video. If you got what you wanted and you want to see someone else not get what they want, I suggest you watch the video. I legitimately lose my mind once or twice. I'm gonna go ahead and do one more. So yeah, I had over 1,000 stones. As you can see, my stone count isn't doing so good because after the video, I could not take no for an answer. It was bothering me that I just was getting so shafted that I used up the rest of my stones, and it gave me nothing. Absolutely nothing. So it's probably a good thing that I did that off camera, because I don't know what I would have done on camera. And when I say camera, I mean microphone. Obviously, you can't see me. I just stopped and I was thinking, why did I just say camera? I'm not on camera. Camera stuff, face reveal, all that good stuff will show up much later. I'm not even thinking about that right now. All I care about is getting a Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. So back to the EZA thing. I have so much money now from getting number 1 on every EZA, basically. I have over I think I have 1.5 or 1.6 billion Zenny. I have so much Zenny that actually the counter, the number is cut off. You can't even see it because the game, I guess, can't move portions of the screen to accommodate the high number. So, yeah. Not to show off or anything, but I got a lot of money. Zenny. That's important to distinguish. Not money. I have a lot of Zenny. I'm a billionaire when it comes to Zenny, not when it comes to money. I am not a whale. Although, to be quite honest, for this banner, I might have to. Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and Royal Blue Vegeta are my 2 favorite units in the game. I need him. And I'm this far in. I am not gonna stop. I need to get Vegeta. Oh, I'm triggering myself just talking about it. We gotta stop. So anyway, you guys, those are the 2 runs for the Extreme Z Awakening for Goku Jr. I hope you found that useful. If you have any suggestions of your own for the event, feel free to let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed the content that you saw today, please leave a like. And be sure to subscribe because there's going to be a whole lot more stuff coming. I'm going to get revenge on that Super Saiyan 4 banner. I'm telling you, I'm coming back with a vengeance because it's not over. You hear me, Dokkan? It's not over. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. Stay tuned, and always remember to Dokkan responsibly.